Hey everybody, it's Sonjdradeluxe, and today we're doing these two looks using the new and limited edition Pat McGrath Labs Star Wars collaboration. Two of my favorite things came together. May the Fierce be with you, and can I get a hell yeah? Unfortunately, this is going to be fully a voiceover because my studio flooded and there's fans, but still, can I get a hell yeah? Anyways. Alrighty, so I have two of the eyeshadow palettes here. Even though they are sold out, I wanted to still show them. As a huge Star Wars fan, I still just wanted to do this right away. This one is Dark Galaxy. First of all, let me do some little swatches. I was just looking at it for the first time. I wanted to open it for the first time on camera so you guys could be there with the excitement with me. Very excited. Anywho, Pat really picks really interesting color combos. While they may look a certain color in the pan, they actually can reflect more than one color. So this one's a Dark Galaxy. Here are what all the shades look like. Some of them reflect gold or a little bit different. There's only one matte in the palette actually. Next up we have the Galactic Gold with my boy C3PO on it, and those are the swatches for that palette. Let's just ignore that there is some wig hair stuck in my sleeve. But you can see the beautiful, brilliant radiance kind of have a two-tone dimension to them that gives a gorgeous, out-of-this-world glow. For my first look, I'm going to start out with the Dark Galaxy palette. Looks like we got a Stormtrooper on there, and I want to keep the Dark Galaxy side kind of edgy and dark. So I'm going to start with this matte shade in the center here, which is a purple. A small brush, I'm going to do a wing. I mean, that's what I do. I like to do wings. So I'm winging it out really high, almost as if it was going to touch my eyebrow, and I'm going to connect it on the top to make kind of a cut crease shape. I'm dipping it a little bit so it has more of like you know, I'm about to go get me a Sith Bay, you know, looking edgy type of look, very angled, and I'm leaving that middle part blank, and I'm just kind of etching out above where my eyeball is, just above my crease, and pulling it out. I'm using a very small amount so that I can wiggle it back and forth and move the color around wherever I need to without fully committing to the line. That way you don't have to be nervous and try and get it perfect all at once. Then I'm just going to softly smoke out those edges so that it is nice and smooth, pulling it in towards my bridge of my nose almost, and I'm going to pull it down and make kind of a little, I don't even know what to call that, but it's a downward swoop that's going to be connected to my tear duct, still leaving that center part bare, smoking it out, making it nice and smooth. Then with this delicious smoky purple color, I'm going to use that to look almost like an eyeliner. So I'm winging it over top of the bottom line that we did, and I'm pulling it up a little bit as like a cut crease. I'm treating this like my liner, still using the same brush, and I'm just going to pull it out nice and far, but this will give our matte purple shade a little bit of dimension. I'm also going to hook it from the inner corner of my eye to kind of meet so it's a little bit more intense with that above downward hooky thing we did earlier. I was just freestyling, so I don't know what any of this is called, but I'm having a good time trying to give me some Sith vibes happening right now. Next up, with whatever was left over from when I snatched my brows, the leftover concealer, I'm just going to kind of clean it up a little bit. I'm not adding concealer because I don't want a sharp line, so I'm using this almost like a little bit of an eraser just to clean up the edges to make it look more sharp. And I'm going to keep that wing nice and sharp, almost disappearing into my hairline because, you know, I want to. And I'm going to take the same eraser and go in the inner corner so I can sharpen up that inner tear duct area. We're just sharpening it up and cleaning it up, not really adding product at all. All right, I'm going to soften the edge on the bottom there just so that it's still sharp, but it's not so sharp. And I'm going to take concealer now on that flat shader brush, and I'm going to carve out that empty space. This would be better with like not a square brush, I feel like, because you can kind of bend it a little bit better, but that's what I was using. And I'm just rolling it around to open up that space and clean up the space that we left empty. And if you make a little boo-boo like this, I kind of went a little wiggly, you can always just go over it with the shadow again and just clean it up. But right now I'm just trying to empty up that space and make it look, you know, like a cut crease. Now I'm taking that first brush that we used and I'm just gonna wiggle it around to soften the edges a little bit, just so it doesn't look too sharp or messy. Any areas where you might have got concealer somewhere where you didn't want to, you can just kind of blur it out. Next up, with this gorgeous reflective pinky shade, I'm going to put that on the inner third of my lid as where I want the most product, and then I'm going to pull it across the lid, not going quite right to the end. I was really focused on trying to like use every shade up in this palette because I wanted to see what it looks like on the lid. Very excited. Next up with this smokier purpley color, I'm going to do that. Now this one was really interesting because it almost reflected like a little bit greenish, so that's why I went in with my finger and kind of blended it out so I could see the color a little bit more pigmented. Whenever you use a finger, it puts on more product, but it's good to do it with a brush first, especially in that little tight winged area. My finger's bigger than the wing, so I wanted to make sure it could blend in nicely. Next up with this delicious cranberry color, I'm going to smoke that along my lower lash line and pull it into that purple shade, the matte shade that we did earlier, just so it all kind of bleeds together just a little bit. And then I'm just going to take this gorgeous amber color and put that on the bottom of my tear duct kind of area, but not messing up that wing that we did earlier, just so we can use every shade, you know what I mean? Next up, I'm going to take the Fetish Eyes mascara and I'm going to do a generous coat on the top and bottom. I accidentally, got a little on my face, but I'm in such a good mood. I'm like, I'm gonna just let it dry and we're gonna keep going. You let mascara dry, you can flick it off pretty easily. So I'm letting it dry, going to the other side. I got a little bit of concealer on my brush and I'm just gonna rub it in. Let's be real. But it's not there anymore. Hey, putting some of that Fetish Eyes mascara on the bottom, and then I'm gonna slide on these lashes. These are the Hollywood by Lily lashes. Use code Sondra for a discount. Ew. Give them a nice pinch together, and same thing on the other side, letting that very extra graphic eye do all the talking. I wanted to pull the eyeshadow together a little bit, so I'm actually taking that reddish cranberry color again and I'm going to put that into my waterline. Just give it some red Sith vibes, a little bit of Kylo Ren, who I kind of think is a scary snack. Anywho, filling in my waterline, no cute way to do it. Looks like I'm saying like Chewbacca, but that's okay. The end result will be cute. And then from the Noir Lip Fetish Duo, I'm going to take the lighter of the two shades, put that on all over my lip. It's a lip balm and it has a little bit of a blue sparkle to it. It's really freaking cool and I'm just living for the packaging. I think it's gorgeous. I love it. Cute. So 1 second, let me just get my headband off, and this is our Sith kind of dark galaxy look, ready to light save these bitches and move on to the next look. So change the contacts, curled the wig, redid the base, I'm going to go in my boy C3PO. This is the Galactic Gold palette. I'm going to go right into that gold right away and I'm going to start finger pressing it all over my lid. I'm letting my fingernail kind of feel for where the top of my eyeball is and I'm rolling it all over. Whenever I use my finger, I dip it more frequently because I'm really pressing the color on. Next up with the kind of amber shade in the palette, I'm going to go on the outer part of my eyelid, press that shadow on so it's a little bit more bold and kind of roll it into the crease a little bit more, not muddying up the very bright gold we put on first. And I'm going to take a brush with that same color and flick it into my crease. I'm using a brush because it's a softer touch than a finger, but I wanted all that pigment to be on the lid, so that's why I use my finger for that one, just fluffing it out. Throughout this video, C3PO keeps going in focus on the palette. I don't know, he's trying to do the most and steal the show as always, making it all about him. So if it goes out of focus for a second, I'm sorry. I'm trying to keep it on my eye. Next up, I'm going to take this gorgeous, it looks like a champagne color, but it reflects this light green antique gold kind of color. Living, filling the inner corners of my eyes. I'm really enjoying myself right now. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I'm living for these colors. Next up, now this one's a really unique one too, and it kind of looks like a deep burgundy cranberry color, and it reflects like an antique green gold as well. So I'm going to swipe that on underneath my lower lash line, and as I move, you're going to see different colors like purple, green, gold. It does really change color, especially when you're moving about. It's a little harder to see on a camera with stabilized light, but trust me, it's the business, giving it a nice fluff out. Next up, now this is another really unique color. So this one looks almost like a lilac color. It actually reflects blue and pink with a purple undertone. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to put the same color in two different places and they're going to look like two different colors. So the first place, I'm going to go right up where I start my nose contour and I'm just kind of buffing it into that little area, and you're gonna see as I move, you can see the little blue reflects the purple, and I'm just dusting it in that area almost like a highlight to carry that shade in, and it actually makes the gold look more poppin'. Anyways, pulling it over into my highlight almost, and here's where you can see it looks a little bit more of a bluey shade. As you move, it changes color. Another thing that's cool, like this is just little kisses of colors. Next up, I'm gonna take the Fetish Eyes Precision Eyeliner pen and I'm gonna do an eyeliner. Some days you just have bad eyeliner days. That was me. I was a little bit on the struggle bus with this, so I was really excited about the eyeshadow. I didn't want to mess it up, so I took a little longer than normal to try and get this one to be together. And then, you know, of course, C3PO trying to take the focus away from the camera again. But anyways, we got it done. After I got some glue on my lashes, or on my lid. No meltdowns for me. I was just like, okay, glue, that's fine. Giving it a little pinch again. And I'm gonna go in with the other color, the deeper shade in the Noir Lip Fetish Balm. I'm gonna let that melt into my lips. Now hold on, okay, hold up. This is our second look. One's soft kisses of color, a little bit more on the, you know, we rolls with Jedis or whatever. And the other side, we're going straight Sith, you feel me, edgy, dark. Anyways, I'll be back again with another video very soon. Are you guys gonna see Star Wars? Are you a fellow Star Wars fan? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and follow. Love yourself, stay pretty, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Take care.